Speaking of the NFL, let's dig into this really quick. And I was talking about the Chiefs. Um, Patrick Mahomes out trying to be Superman like he always is. Scrambles, trying to make a play, and gets tackled from behind, hyperextends his knee, and tears his ACL. And it sucked. But do you think that that's the end of the Chiefs dynasty completely?
Completely, I'm gonna say no. I'm looking at it like this. Tom Brady took the same injury in the middle of his career when he was in New England, and everything could have been done at that point. But Tom Brady bounced back, and I think Mahomes is gonna have the same opportunity. They just gotta, they gotta shore some things up, as with any team in the NFL has to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the end of the run, just because Mahomes is still young.
He is young. He is very young. Tons of time to get back to what the team was. I think that they need to figure out a way to improve a lot of those different areas, because it's not like Mahomes cap hit is like hamstringing them. It's not like that. He signed a 10-year contract so they could be able to spend other positions and things like that. So I feel like they're not allocating their resources the best way. But where I do think this is the end, I think this is the end for championship runs for Travis Kelce, for Chris Jones. I think those two dudes are going to get recycled out. And I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, for Tom Brady, he had to get a whole new crew of people, and they had to change their philosophy a little bit. They used to play that 12 personnel, and then they switched it to, feature more people like Julian Edelman and, people in the slot. So they're going to have to change the personnel, change things a little bit. And Andy Reid's a Hall of Fame coach. I think that they'll figure it out. But for the rest of this season is over, and part of next season is going to be extremely rough. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's going to be rough in Kansas City for a little while.
And maybe, if next year gets off to a rough start, they just leave Mahomes out for the whole year, and then you get a high draft pick, and then Mahomes is back the following year.
Another torn ACL happened over the weekend. Micah Parsons.
Yep.
And that one's, man, and I know that he got traded from my team unceremoniously, but I still wished him well. It's not. I mean, even Luka, getting traded, I wish him well. I don't want a championship. In the same way with Green Bay, I didn't want to win a championship, nothing crazy like that. But I didn't want him to get hurt. I wanted him to do well. But this is terrible, and it's terrible for Green Bay as a team, because that changes their defense completely.
Yep. And I mean, now some guys that were getting one-on-ones not going to be getting one-on-ones on that D line right now when it's time to rush the passer. So now the secondary gonna have to pick it up a little bit, because you ain't gonna have a dude that's getting after the quarterback and making him get rid of the ball earlier. So it changes the dimensions of the defense and like where the stress points are now.
Yeah. It's unfortunate for them. They've had some really big wins within the division. People in the division, or teams in the division, that are struggling. I'm looking at the Lions.
Yeah, grimy.
Yeah. But yeah, they had an opportunity here, and I think it's just going to be rough, especially once it gets into the playoffs. Once you don't have that dominant force wrecking games on the defense, that's really going to suck for them. But the Rams, there's a reason that they're the background here. I think the Rams are the best team in the league, and from now until the end of the year, now that my Cowboys are, in my mind, I mean, I thought they were before this, but they're officially really done. I think I'm a LA Rams fan for the rest of the year. And they match the crosswalk colors, so I think I'm a Rams fan now.
Definitely works out right there. Yeah, talking about the Bears making that run.
I said it from the beginning. I don't feel as doubtful for the Bears as I did the Colts, but I don't have that much faith in the Bears. I think that they're gonna, obviously they'll make it to the playoffs and stuff, but unless they have home games, I don't see how they score enough points to really move the needle when the games start getting tight.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna come down to that quarterback, and I don't think that Caleb is one of them ones, man. I really don't.
Or maybe he could take that step, brother. He could take that step. You never know. Mahomes wasn't that guy until he was.
Man, Mahomes been the guy.
Yeah, but hey, you still got to go out there. You got to walk it for the first time once. You know what I mean?
It's true. But so let me ask you this: would you rather have Caleb Williams as your starter or Trevor Lawrence?
This year?
I mean, you got to play a game next week.
I'd probably go with Trevor Lawrence.
Why Trevor?
But I would go with Trevor Lawrence just because he's got a few more years in the league. He's dealt with the same type of adversity Caleb's dealt with. I think also had a bit more success in college, just a little bit more of a history of some success. But I think it's literally splitting hairs there. Like if you we're gonna go with Caleb, I would totally understand that too.
I go Trevor. Trevor's a gamer, man. Trevor, like, he's not as much of a gamer as Baker Mayfield, but I see a lot of that similar temperament when it comes to the way that they approach games, how competitive they are, and how the team plays around them. I don't feel like Caleb. I feel like Caleb says the right things, but I don't feel like he galvanizes the team like Trevor and Baker do. And that's, to me, that's kind of that intangible that you need, especially in the playoffs. That's why I look at the Bears and I'm like, who's that guy? Who's going to galvanize the team? Because it ain't Caleb.
That could change. We never know. That could change.
I think
you got to think these things aren't static now. They can change week to week. You know, like the Bears could have like a game where like they're down and then Caleb like leads them back and it just galvanizes the team going into the playoffs. Like stuff like that happens. You can't, stuff like that can always happen.
It can. I think the Bears are one and done in the playoffs. Tones with Ben Johnson is done with Caleb. Give it next year or the year after. Numbers already better. I believe he's going to get better, and I think that Ben Johnson has a ton to do with it. But if I need to win a game next week, I'm definitely picking Trevor Lawrence. I'm picking quarterbacks before I get to Caleb.
That's fair.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Come back next Monday to chop it up.
So please, whatever.